Okay. Now I have a live. Says we're live. Counting up. Says we're
Now I
live.
got the notification.
Yeah?
I think.
Well, if anybody was anybody's new, we just started the stream again. We had a little problem, and I think we're on. Thank you for noticing, Madhouse. Let's see.
That's why he's our moderator.
Yes, and it doesn't have the regular thumbnail. Has my ugly mug on there, but
Okay. Try and refresh. Switch accounts.
I noticed when I did a post for the show today that
That's cool.
the thumbnail didn't come out right, and then it didn't post correctly.
All right. Excellent. All right. Well,
We're back in business.
we're half hour into it. Hello, everyone.
Yeah,
You only missed a half an hour.
only missed
but
a
it's
half
okay.
hour. Well, hopefully
Hey, I got
notifications will
something
go
fun
out.
to show you. Want to start the show with something fun?
Sure.
What you got?
We know these, right?
Yeah.
You're familiar with these?
Sure.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
It's on steroids.
It
It's
had a
got a
baby?
big brother.
You got a big brother?
Oh, that's
I
it.
got,
It's 3D too.
I got yeah. This was from my side hustle, this raw wood. And I'm like, hell yeah, I'll take that stuff because I buy it all the time. So I
Oh,
might as
really?
well get it from my side hustle. But
Yeah.
I realized it's not as thick as my normal thickness.
Oh.
And
yeah, it
it's
still
not
looks-
as thin as my normal thinness. So it's like
Still looks cool.
this odd thickness. So maybe I'll come up with new designs just for this wood because it's a $65 package of wood. I'm like,
Yeah.
rather get it for free than and so I needed to make a project for the Amazon video. So I'm like, well, I already have these art files. I might as well just
Yeah. Just scale them up.
scale it up. So I did that, and it's waiting to be approved by Amazon.
Yay.
Oh, that's actually in the video. The thumbs up, the whole thing.
Yeah. Now you're not allowed to say, "Give me a thumbs up." No calls to actions are allowed on these videos.
Yeah.
But I thought if it's just an art piece, it'll probably fly. So we'll see. We'll see if it does that.
That's awesome.
That's
Yeah.
Another
good.
fun Amazon piece of news is Denny, my friend Denny. He accompanied me to the airport, and he took videos of me with a backpack / luggage thing, a product. So I was walking around the airport with this bag, and he took a couple pieces of footage with me because I didn't want to set my tripod up
Yeah.
and then go up the escalator with
Sure.
my tripod down at the bottom and then come back down. I'm like,
Yeah.
Plus-
You need somebody else.
I didn't want to draw attention to ourselves. I figure if he's just standing there like this, it's not going to cause much attention. But if we set up camera gear, so he came with me, and then I said, we'll probably have 15 seconds of footage for this whole trip because we had to go all the way out there. We had to park. We had to film it. We had to go back to the parking lot. We had to leave. It was like a whole big orchestrated thing. And I'm like, probably 15 minutes. Well, I think there was 28 seconds of footage from the airport in the thing.
Yeah, but it's
People
authentic.
don't realize.
Yeah.
Video production is every minute you see, there's usually multiple hours that went
There's
into that
Jaden.
1 minute. Hi, Jaden. Thanks for
I don't
popping
see it.
on.
Yeah. I always see it first before you see it.
See that?
At least he got the notification.
Oh, maybe he's on Facebook. Is he on Facebook? Or no,
No.
you're not on Facebook, are you?
No, I'm monitoring YouTube.
Okay.
Yes. You don't
No,
see it
I
either?
don't see it. I refreshed it.
Oh,
All
I
I see
see.
is let's go.
I see Yo from Meta.
I just put Yo in, yeah.
I don't see anything.
You'll get it. You'll get it. You're delayed.
Takes a while to percolate through the interwebs. My espresso maker, I cannot get anything other than 3 bar, maybe 4. It needs to go to 9. That's a rating of the pressure.
Really?
I
Oh
don't
my
know
God.
what I'm doing.
Maybe
I
it's
need
faulty.
I still don't see it, but it's not that much of a delay.
Oh.
What about Yo? Did you see
Nothing.
my comment?
All I have is Stuber.
Oh, because we
Did she-
restarted the
Did you be looking
stream.
at the wrong stream?
We restarted the stream.
I refreshed it.
No, but
Oh.
remember we ended the original stream?
Okay.
I gotta reconnect.
All these buttons of Windows.
Well,
If you were on Ecamm Live, this would all happen automatically.
yeah, but I can't.
No,
I'm gonna spend thousands and learn a whole new operating system. No.
Hi, Jaden.
Hi,
No, I
Jade.
see it.
I just had to refresh the Mix Social app. Hit connect.
Weird.
It's like when I help the customers at work, some of them, they're like, she does everything so fast and everything when I'm helping them. But then sometimes the computers are so slow, and I'm like, all right, just sign off for this computer. It's not printing.
Oh,
Go
yeah.
to another computer. And I don't know.
Yeah, you should be working pretty good with Windows 11. I mean, not 11. Yeah, 11 now. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they all like the help, and then they like. I was like, the guy wants to sign on to the computer. He's like, could you come help me? I said, you know what to do. I gotta go over to help them put the card number in. They just want me to stand next to them and help.
People want you to hold a hand. Yeah.
And I don't mind because they all,
Well, it is your job. So.
I was laughing today because I was at the librarian's desk and not the circulation desk, and the other girl was there. So I'm like, why is everybody bypassing her instead of coming to me? And they were like, oh, they want the one that's smiling over there.
Yeah. I was gonna say if they sit there with a sourpuss and they know it too, like, well, if I just look like a bitch, they won't come. They won't come bother me.
And I turned around, and the next minute I had like, whoop. So, all right, so I come back to the other desk, and I turned around, and there was like 5 people around me, and I'm like, sir, I can't pull myself into 5 different ways. I'll try to all help you in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, you all gotta take a turn. Wait. Yeah. Yeah.
You're
it
making
happens.
everyone happy, Laura. That's
Yes,
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, and there might be a bigger crowd eventually. So try to get used to juggling.
Like yesterday, you heard the stories too, but yesterday I was telling the one customer, he says he wanted something from Spanish to English, so he wanted to print it out. I copied and pasted it and put it into Microsoft Word, and I'm like, before I print it, I was like, you sure it's okay? He's like, yeah. I was like, okay, fine. And then we can check the pages, how many pages they print. So the one lady kept saying, I can't print anymore. So we go to look at her account. She printed 19 pages. So she's got 1 more to print.
And
They're
that's
like,
it.
oh, I did 17. I have 16 here. I'm like, just count the pages that you printed.
They just want to argue, man.
I just
Yeah.
want to argue.
Yeah. Oh, that was a good thing. I told Laura how to in a browser how to make things look bigger.
Yeah.
You can't do it in Windows itself, but you can do it in the browser. The
Command plus
command.
or control, I guess, on
Yeah,
the Windows.
yeah, control negative and positive. So I forgot to tell her that a long time ago. And I was sitting there with it. She was on a laptop, and I was kind of like looking over her shoulder. I was like, you can make that bigger. She was like, I thought you said you couldn't. I said, yeah. Oh, you can. In the browser, I said, everything else is going to be tiny. So she was like, oh. But that's going to help
so
her.
you mean I can tell my customers that
That's
now?
going to help her for her, visually impaired customers. Usually
Yeah.
they're seniors.
Okay, I have a library question. So if I know there's a limit on printing. Okay.
Mhm.
Is there a limit on how long you can be at the computer?
Yes, it's 1 hour a day.
Yeah,
Because I would go there,
unfortunately.
just call up my Gmail on the browser and just jam through Gmail.
It's people bring their own laptops, then you're
You
not
can
limited.
sit there with your own laptops all day in there too.
Yeah.
The only
Is
problem
it-
is we don't have plugs. So if you have your battery dies,
Yeah.
we don't have any out. You know,
Different libraries have different setups for
Yeah.
outlets, so it depends on
like
the branch.
I keep telling to it, the nice library that we have over here, they have all brand new desk and tables, and they have outlets right in the desk. And he can bring
Love
his
it.
laptop and sit there all day and
Yeah.
do whatever he has to do. And you got air conditioning and everything.
Well, you could probably put in requests if it's that much of a problem. You
Well,
can.
yeah. Well, eventually, when we get renovated, whenever that happens,
It'd
they
take 10
will-
years to renovate.
they will make the desk with the new plugs.
Yeah,
and
her
everything.
branch is slated for renovation,
Yes.
and then while it's being renovated, they all have to go to different branches.
Okay.
So, but that's they don't know the exact date of when that's coming.
But we
To be
do
determined.
make
Yeah.
we do make exceptions for. So if it's an hour a day. So if you come in and you happen to be taking a test on the computer and you really need the computer and it's not that busy, we'll give them, well, how long do you need? If they need 2 hours, we'll give them 2 hours.
Is there cameras on those computers?
No. Because of the whole privacy thing
Oh, right.
in the
right.
library.
Yeah.
So they can't do cameras.
Is the Wi-Fi fast? Is it good Wi-Fi?
It depends.
That's the
Are there sites that are crippled? Like, could I stream 4K YouTube?
Yeah, you can do.
I think they just filter out the porn stuff,
Mm.
the adult stuff.
I'm just thinking bandwidth wise. I mean, could I, watch Amazon Prime Video or something?
The only problem is, and I have to be honest, for some reason our Wi-Fi does not like Apple products. So when customers come in with their Mac computers and their laptops, the Wi-Fi does not like to connect to it. So like they'll be, one day I could connect, one day I can't. So we have to make the computer forget the Wi-Fi and everything, and then reboot the computer, and
Wow.
eventually it goes.
Wow. Didn't know that.
Wi-Fi is just Wi-Fi. It shouldn't be picky.
No, but it's very, for some reason, Apple, it doesn't. And they say it.
She sees a pattern.
No, the one, who is it? Our IT guy or somebody said it, that Apple just doesn't cooperate with it. I
Wow.
don't know why.
That's something new. I didn't know
Mhm.
that.
Wow, crazy, cray.
And don't forget, there's no password for it. So you got
Yeah, it's
all
open
these
Wi-Fi.
people in the library that are trying to connect to this little,
No, most of those access points they supposedly can handle it. It's
Yeah,
just
they have one outside that you can go, I think it's a block, and you can still connect to it.
oh wow.
Yeah. So we try to tell
Yeah.
people, go outside. Goodbye. You can use your laptop.
Yeah. That's why I had mentioned sometimes that when people set up their Wi-Fi, that you don't really want it going that far away from your house because,
Did I ever
especially
tell,
open Wi-Fi,
did
man.
I ever tell Matt the story where at one of my old branches, the guy that used to bring his whole actual computer
Oh my
to the
god.
library?
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that.
I'm not kidding. He brought his tower, right? The tower and the screen, the monitor,
Yeah.
and he would sit in the corner and connect to our Wi-Fi and sit there all day. And
Yeah.
every day he would come. He's like, well, why pay for internet at home? And we
What
can't say-
powered the computer? Did he have a wall outlet? You
Yeah,
said
he
there's
got
no
a
outlets.
corner. Yeah, but we did have a counter that has some plugs. So he was
Okay.
able to get that spot, and he sat there every single day and brought his computer.
It was his office.
You got to do what you got to do, I guess. As
Mhm.
long as he didn't bother nobody, I guess he's all right.
And then there was another gentleman he used to come all day, and I guess he was supposedly working, or he told his wife he was working. He was a lawyer, and he'd sit in the library with his suit all day, and just be on his computer, and go home. And we were like, okay, there was a part in there,
What floats your boat, I guess.
Yeah. you know.
Must have had a reason.
Mm-hmm.
If he's a lawyer, I wouldn't think he would be rubbing pennies together to save,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
$30 a month on Wi-Fi or however much.
But we were laughing. We were like, what is he sitting
He probably
here
got
for?
fired and didn't want to tell his wife.
That's what we were trying to figure out. You're like, why are you coming every day and just sitting here all day? And he'd work. He'd do the time, 9 to 5. And he was like,
See you tomorrow, guys.
Stocks. Maybe he was doing stocks, day trader.
mhm. Or we got the guy that comes in and reads the newspaper every day, and he sits there with his stock, and he writes down all the numbers, and he goes, don't worry, you're in my will. He said, you get all my money in the end. I said, okay. I said, all right.
Oh, speaking of jobs, I didn't get the job yet for that when I did that bid for the Park Avenue. They did message me they did email me and saying that they were about to award the job, and they'd like me to look at the plans one more time to see if everything aligns. This was the set of plans was 100% this time instead of just the parts that I needed. I can see the full scope of the job. And to see
Was
what
this
I
the one where you didn't have enough depth on the one component and was a figure out later type of thing?
Oh yeah, they didn't say where all the cables are going to be terminated. The rack itself, they didn't have
Has that been resolved? Does this new
no.
plan?
In that email, they didn't. So my email, I sent back the adjustment because of tariffs. I had to adjust the equipment price. I was like, well, there is adjustments for that, and these are my questions. I had a whole load of questions, and they were like, well, that in that email also said that they'd like to talk to me on Friday, which sounded like they were going to do a Zoom. Didn't say it, just said we would like to discuss this on Friday. And I was like, fine, Friday works for me. Friday came and went. I don't know what happened. So we're going to see what happens on Monday.
See, they just want a yes man so they can get the paperwork done, and you're coming back with all these questions. But if you don't ask the questions, you're going to eat it.
Yeah,
you know
I'm gonna get myself in a jam.
Crazy.
So I guess I'm still in play.
That's a thumbs down. Nothing is new.
Yeah.
But I like when Stuart comes to me and he tells me, he's like, guess what? I got the email. I'm still in play. I was like,
Yeah. Which doesn't mean much, at the moment. It's either you got it or you don't. So it was kind of torture going over the equipment, but it was like a $3,000 change. So I was just like, how to the more expensive equipment, I called the sales company. I was like, how long are these good for? They were like, well, on the stuff that you just asked me about, 30 days. So I was like, man, I got to do this. If they don't do it, I got to up my prices again in 30 days. It sucks. Mr. President changes every hour. Crazy. So the rack is killing me because where they had it, said, I don't know if you remember the conversation where they suggesting to put it was in this hallway, but the hallway is no bigger than the door. The dimensions of the door is the hallway leading to an office. So I didn't even say, I'm just telling them, you got to find someplace else because the rack is going to stick out 22 inches. Somebody going to hit their head on that thing in a little hallway that's the size of a door with 32 inches. I was like, this is not going to work. 22 inches in a 32-inch space is not going to work. So I was just like, I didn't say where to put it, but my next email is going to be, if we don't have a face-to-face conversation, it's gonna be like there's an office right next to it. Put it in an office. I mean, racks are in offices. Put it above the desk. I don't see any cabinetry in the plans for that. Put it right above the desk. You can tuck it all the way to the ceiling. I was like, I don't see any other place for it.
You need 22 inches of depth.
Of depth, so it sticks out into the hallway. Yeah,
a normal rack width.
Well, you can get them thinner. I mean, less deep. But the thing is,
I'm not talking about deep. I'm talking about wide. It's just a normal rack.
Oh yeah. Width is the same.
What is the typical width, or what is the width?
I think 22. But the inside itself is, I think, 18. But then you got a lip. The actual outside of it takes up some space. Yeah. But the equipment is 18. 18 so from hole to hole on the equipment is, I think, 18.
Okay.
Yeah. Then you
can't go all the way to the hole. You'd have to.
Yeah. They have open cage racks. But that's it. You want to see the equipment and everything. That this place is Park Avenue. You want everything to look closed, finished. So you can't have an open rack. So I can't save space anyway that way. Yeah.
So there's not a rack already. You need to install a rack and put one item in the rack. Is that what you have to
Not
do?
one item. One item is dictating the depth. The actual amplifier, the most fancy piece we need to do 11 speakers in the place it will only fit in a rack that's 22 inches.
Okay.
That deep. So it's dictating the rest of the equipment. The rest that fits in, no problem. But that one piece is dictating how deep the actual cabinet is. And I put that in there. Does it due to the amplifier, blah, 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 depth, that the rack cannot be smaller or less deep than 22 inches. And due to that, I'm suggesting you find another location for this rack.
But you said there's a closet off the hallway. Is that where it's going?
No, it's just they want it in the hallway. That's only
how much equipment do they want in the hallway?
Whatever they're calling it, the AV equipment, which is me. Whatever I'm putting in I got to measure down to a 9U. I really want to put a 12U, but I want to have the conversation with them, which we didn't have yet. So I'm gonna say I can go as little as 12. I mean, as little as 9, but I prefer to do 12. But that's not really the height is not really the problem. It's the depth.
Yeah.
Because the narrow hallway is only like 32 inches, 36 tops. I mean, just looking at the door.
Does this have like 9-foot ceilings? You can tuck it all the way up to the ceiling.
No, they're lowering the ceilings because they're adding lighting and speakers, and so they're lowering it by 2.5 inches at least to fit in equipment. So now the depth of the ceilings, I mean, the height of the ceilings is about 8.5 feet.
Okay, so if you had 9U, that's what, a foot and a half? Foot?
Oh, more than that.
9U is well, 1U is only this big.
It's in the 20s again, 20 inches, something like that. 20 something.
You said you only needed 9.
Yeah, but it still comes out to.
Isn't it 1 inch per U?
No, it's bigger than that. You got me going. Bigger than that.
All right, I need to know.
I need to know too. Well, Google it. It's not 1 inch.
1U of a.
It's not 1 inch. It's bigger.
1.75.
See? Almost 2.
Okay. So.
Yeah, times it.
Calculator.
But whatever it is, yeah, I could tuck it all the way up. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be eye level.
So you're talking 15 3/4 inches if you did 9U.
Yeah, I'm talking. I want 12.
And it's an 8-foot ceiling.
8 and 5 inches, I think. Something like that.
Okay. Well, then you would have 10. If it was the whole way up at the hallway ceiling, it would come down to 7 feet.
That's pretty much in your face. 7 feet, no?
Well, most people are less than 7 feet tall.
It's close.
You couldn't walk the hall and like stretch your arms up. You'd smack into your arms,
Yeah,
but it would clear your head.
Tall boy could.
Told me it hit the top of the door frame. Are you kidding?
I like when you see those tall people come on the train
Yeah,
and they all
like,
have to duck
"Ooh,
their
ooh."
head to get in.
Yeah, but I
Must be,
you-
you know.
that house. You're thinking of it the right way. That's what I was doing while in my house. I'm like measuring stuff, like saying, how would this feel to be sticking out like that? It's like it's not right. I'm just like, I was like, this hallway's just not gonna work for me, man. I don't think it'll work for them. But I don't like.
Can you cut into the drywall? Maybe you could because the
No,
walls are what
because you have to
5
work.
inches.
You have to work on the back of the rack. The rack, the one I picked out, actually has a swivel. It opens like a door, like the whole. The back of the. Oh man, I wish I had a picture. I gotta show you a picture.
No, that's okay. It's okay. It's good.
Yeah.
All right, so
You can't embed it into the wall. But that's a thought that crossed my mind too. You got
I've done
some.
stuff like that. I'm like, oh, I need another 2 inches. Well, cut the drywall out. It's
Yeah.
just-
I wish
I'm not
wish I-
above that.
I wish I could. And then plus, there's probably some kind of fire code. The wall's got to be certain fire rated. And when you're in multi-family buildings,
All right.
there's fire codes that you got to have a certain amount of sheetrock. So most of what I'm looking at, I don't know if they're doing it for soundproofing or because of fire or maybe both. There's double sheetrock everywhere.
Yeah.
So you got to maintain that throughout.
Yeah.
And everything's
That-
steel. So even the studs that I got attached to, I have to attach to not with lag bolts like you would do in a regular wood beam to attach this rack or the TVs that I'm mounting.
Metal screws.
They have to be toggle bolts. So I have to go through the sheetrock, through the metal stud, and expand the toggle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done it with Laura. The last TV that we did, me and Laura together. I used those metal toggle bolts. They worked out pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, not the classic ones. They have these new ones that go on like a plastic rider that comes off and then it snaps off the extra. It's weird. There's a new type of toggle bolt that's meant
I
just
can't.
for that. Oh, you okay? Cramp?
Got my toe.
Oh.
I took my shoes off just to stay a little cooler because it's warm.
Yeah.
Today's the longest day of the year.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
It's 9:25 and the sun just went down. It's crazy.
No, I don't know if it's affecting you guys, but we're getting a heat wave in 3 days.
Oh yeah. It's already started, right? Tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Started?
They said that Tuesday, I think it is, it's supposed to be 100 degrees.
Yeah, it's
and
gotta be the whole
supposed-
country, man.
And it's supposed to feel like 100 and
95,
know.
97, 98. Yeah, look at that. That's crazy.
Yeah. I don't think I'm doing that job on Tuesday.
Tuesday.
I might have to do the gas station.
But Tuesday, dentist.
Okay.
I'm not dentist shot.
Well, Wednesday, whatever.
Okay.
I don't have a standing appointment with them. I was planning to do it this week,
Okay.
but I think that might be out.
So just so you know, they said that starting the 22nd to the 26th is supposed to be the heat wave.
Yeah. And there's no shade over there, man. If I gotta do it on the outside of the building, it's gonna cook. I'm gonna cook.
Everyone was saying, well, it's so cold. When's summer getting here? I'm like, well, be careful what you wish for.
Yeah. Yeah. But the job on Monday has air conditioning. So it's good.
Air conditioning's good.
Yeah. I gotta do new firmware. They're complaining that they can't see a recording right after it happens. And I'm like, it takes time to process the thing. How long? I mean, is it there? Is it not there? They're like, well, sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. Sometimes we gotta wait like 10 minutes and then we can see the video. I'm like, wow, what are they trying to watch that they're having to see this thing 10 minutes after it happened? So all I could think of is update the firmware to the most current one and see how it operates. So that's what I'm gonna do.
You can't do that remotely.
No, I didn't give myself access.
Seems to be a problem.
Yeah, so I might try to, depending on who's there, who lets me in. I don't know. Might be one of their kids or something. Then I'm gonna do the fastest thing possible and go out. But if it's one of the adults of the house, I'm gonna try to give myself access so I won't have that problem again. And I'll tell them too. I said, just I could do better maintenance for you. Just give me a few minutes to try to get the remote working. Yeah.
I always ask for the absolute maximum access of anything that I'm dealing with.
Yeah. Your volume went down.
That's what I was just thinking.
Your volume went down, Matt.
Oh no.
I thought it was my ears.
After you hit your toe, it went down.
Bummer. Let me log off and come back in.
I thought it was my
It's
ears.
automatic. I mean, it's just my internal mic. Well, let me switch it to a different one.
I mean, you're there, just low.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Oh, now we lost you. Now he's back.
Thing.
Well, you can use the mic on your phone?
Apparently I can.
Mm.
I don't like it. I'm going to switch it back.
It sounds hollow, man.
Okay. Switching it now.
It's interesting that you could do that. Well. Oh, that's worse. You broke it.
I'll be right back. I'll quit the browser and come back in.
Yeah, there's got to be a glitch somewhere.
Okay.
I think his microphone's in his toe. When he hit his toe.
It's so funny. The minute he hit his toe, though.
Yeah. I noticed it, and then I was like, no, maybe it's just a fluke. And he kept talking. I was just like, no, something's wrong.
Mm-hmm. No, because my one of the batteries kept saying that it's very low. So I thought maybe it was the battery.
Oh, no.
But I heard you guys.
No, it's him. That's funny.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to give myself remote access on that. Oh, man. Silliness. They'll probably tip me, though, at least. I don't know. We'll see.
Huh?
Okay. How's this? Any better? Check 1, check 2?
I don't know. It's about the same.
Let me turn off echo cancellation.
Oh, it's strange.
It sounds like you fall. Like it sounds like he's far away, right?
Okay, echo cancellation is off.
Now it's even worse. It is. I'm not playing with you.
I believe you.
We used to do that when we were checking sound checks on CV radio. We'd be like, "Yo, we can't hear you." You'd pretend that they're on mute.
Now I have echo cancellation on, but auto gain is off.
Maybe if
Super low.
Maybe if he hits his
Gotta hit your toe again.
yeah, hit your toe again. Somebody said on Facebook, sound good to me.
Somebody's on Facebook?
Yeah. Facebook chat. I don't know who that is. Wit?
Wit? Wit Prophet?
Yeah.
Hey, Wit. What's happening?
But he says sounds good to me.
I don't know.
Huh.
We got him in our ears. We can't hear him.
Oh, let me listen to the show back. All right, I'm gonna reboot the whole freaking computer. I'll be right back.
Aw.
I don't know what else to do. I could join from my other computer.
I could try raising you up, maybe.
Let me join from my other computer.
Let me try raising you up, and then you won't have to leave.
No. Don't touch it. Don't touch it.
He's like, don't touch anything. Don't press no buttons.
All right, I'm gonna.
He says,
There's-
hey,
I'm
folks.
gonna switch.
Hey,
I'm
Wit,
gonna
you
switch the
can
camera
join
on
on
this one.
YouTube so we can
Yeah,
see
Wit,
the
we're
chat.
on YouTube. If you want to join us over there, I know you like your Facebook, but if you want to put your comments on screen, you got to be on YouTube. Let's see, which is the address on the screen right there is for YouTube.